Hi everyone, it's another Monday with Mary. And this week I want to talk about something that some people don't really believe is even possible, but it's the idea about long distance relationships, right? And that is one of the things that I've been asked in several interviews that I've done, and sometimes, clients will ask me, or people that learn what I do and what I specialize in will ask me, do you even really think it's possible that a long distance relationship can work? And the answer to that is truly yes. I absolutely believe that. And I have a lot of hope for them. And I actually know some really incredible, great success stories. I think that the issue becomes, though, that not everyone is necessarily wired up for it. And so that's why I think sometimes it can be really difficult for people, and why they have experiences that don't lend it to be um, an actual viable solution for them, right? And in turn, I think that you also have to be really mindful about the thinking, the idea that you go into this with. If you have sort of this idea of, I really love this person, and I'm enamored with this person and I really want to try and make this work, but I kind of don't actually believe a long distance relationship work, then obviously that's going to be something that translate and most likely is going to actually become your experience. Um, all of that being said, what I do want to just offer to those that are in long distance relationships, what are a few points, tips, things that you can be doing to help keep that connection really going and to make sure that your relationship is continuing to grow? For some people, um, their long distance relationship is because of work. And so maybe the person technically lives in your city, or lives near you, but they are forced to travel like all week long for work, or they work somewhere that requires them to be gone like every other week or something like that. And so that's a little bit different. What I'm going to talk to you about today is those that actually are living in two entirely separate locations. And so what can you be doing to help create that connection and make sure that your relationship keeps growing? I think the important thing is to, first of all, be really in touch with each other. Make sure you are communicating frequently. Make sure you are sending that text throughout the day for no reason at all. And then when you do get on the phone or on FaceTime, which now that we have like FaceTime and Skype and all these live video things, that's even better way, because being able to actually look and see each other is really important. It's also really important. Now, this is true whether you have long distance relationships or not, but I think even more so with a long distance relationship, to keep real conversations on the phone, in video, if you can't be in person. Do not text. Let's say that again. Do not text real important conversations. Okay? This is your time to really connect with each other. And we all have experienced multiple occasions where you start getting into a significant conversation with someone and you're texting it back and forth, and then the next thing you know, there's a misinterpretation. Yeah, because you can't understand what their tone is, or if they were being funny, or whatever the circumstances. So make sure that you are communicating by phone, or even better yet, by video. And make sure that texts are just for checking in, are just for saying, hey, I was just thinking of you. I hope that meeting went really great. How did it go at the doctor's? Whatever these little things are, but keep real conversation for phone and video. I think that's super important with with a long distance relationship. I think the other thing is to also make sure that when you do get your time together, you are really making that significant. I know it can be hard, especially if the person is, whoever's turn it is to come to you, and this is your home and this is your daily life, and you still have to do the laundry and you still have to do grocery shopping, you're still going to work, but they're kind of like on vacation, right? It's really important that when you are not the visitor, when you're the host, that you are making really special occasions out of their visit. You're going somewhere nice for dinner, but more importantly, share something, do something that you don't normally do every other day. And conversely, if there is something that you go to a lot, then you want to make sure that you share that with your significant other who's visiting. Make sure that they have this piece of your life and also make it special. Not saying every day. They're not really on vacation. They're really there for you. So downtime at home and cooking and watching movies and all that other stuff that you would normally get from living together is also important. But make sure you're putting in those special touch points too, when you are physically together. And I think the last thing is this idea of, quite frankly, is sexting or phone sex or finding ways to keep that sexy chemical attraction, that physical attraction going with each other is critical. I don't care what most people say, sex is not everything in a relationship. That is true, but it will break a relationship. That is true. And so, in particular, when you cannot be physical with each other only very often, it's even more important that you break out of your comfort zone. So, there's actually books out there. I'm sure there's probably YouTube videos out there on how to get good at, sexting or doing phone sex with each other. And even if it's uncomfortable for some of you to hear, work on it, get practice, because this is such a key element to having a relationship with someone. And if you can't figure out a way to do that from a distance, I don't really know how else you make up for that connection. Sure, you can have nonstop sex when you get together, but if you only see each other once every 6 weeks, that's a long time to go while you're in relationship. And then it becomes more awkward when you are back together again physically. So use that distance as a way to really kind of explore and share and say things and play out some fantasies. And that is my last and final tip before this keeps going any longer. It's a long one this week. Sorry, guys. I hope that helps. And if you would like other help and support as you move through a long distance relationship, please feel free to message me at facebook.com/B+1. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.